This 4th of July weekend, the country we broke away from is struggling with its own independence issues, specifically how to leave the European Union. 3 years after the Brexit vote, Britain is no closer to agreeing to a deal on how to leave the EU.
A group of 4 campaigners in London has taken it upon themselves to launch a passionate plea to remain in Europe, shining a very public spotlight on the politicians who promised Brexit would be easy. Debora Patta has more.
It may not look like the setting for a hotbed of revolutionary activity, but this innocuous London pub was exactly where an audacious guerrilla campaign was born, when 4 young dads decided to hold politicians to account for the Brexit chaos.
Nobody was going back to those politicians and saying, hang on, in June 2016 you promised this, you said that, you said we hold all the cards, you said we've got the European Union over a barrel.
Brexit has already sunk 2 prime ministers, thrown favourable European trade deals into uncertainty and left a nation bitterly divided. And yet 3 years after the UK voted to leave the EU, it is still no closer to an agreed exit plan, despite the looming October departure date.
Order.
As James, Ollie, Ben and Will drowned their Brexit sorrows, a simple plan was hatched. Why not throw politicians' own words back at them?
The day after we vote to leave, we hold all the cards and we can choose.
The idea was to emblazon the quotes on huge public billboards. The only problem was they had no idea how to do it.
The first night we came out and did it was a bit of a disaster. We didn't really have the right tools. We didn't have the paste and the right thickness.
Billboards rounded off with their now infamous tagline, #led by donkeys. Turns out there's a lot to be said for laughing at those in power.
We feel that by laughing at them, we remove a little bit of their power as well. So we've quite enjoyed calling them donkeys.
But nobody was laughing when their amateur billboards turned into a nationwide phenomenon. As 1 million people marched in London earlier this year demanding a second referendum on Brexit, led by donkeys found themselves hiring helicopters with the help of crowdfunding to capture a banner that would be held aloft by the marchers.
We're like, well, could we get a drone? Oh no, you can't fly drones during this protest. Then we're like, could we get a helicopter? So we Googled it, and the first answer for helicopters to hire, another £5,000, and we had a helicopter in the air.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was singularly the most stressful thing we've done, and because pulling out a huge banner like that over a crowd comes with a lot of responsibility. But actually, for me, it gave us one of the greatest returns.
The banner became a defining moment of the day. Now, funded by online donations and no longer stealing ad space, the group have revealed their identities and have upped their game with projections in Brussels, as well as poking fun at international visitors.
And it's empowering, isn't it? Because I think one of the things is that people are feeling powerless.
Suddenly, these quotes, these promises that were made before the referendum became a fundamental part of the debate. And I would like to think that's because we sat here frustrated, printed out a poster and slapped it up on a billboard site with some cheap wallpaper pasted.
As for the future,
I think all of us generally are optimists.
No.
And I don't feel in my heart of hearts that we are going to leave the European Union at the end of October.
While staying in the EU might be unlikely at this stage, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen in British politics over the past 3 years. For CBS This Morning, Saturday, Debora Patta, London.